Hello everyone, welcome back from a wonderful long holiday break. I'm so happy to see each of you, and I know it's kind of a shock that we now are on our third principal for the class of 2016, but I'm really happy to be given this opportunity to help our kids, and this is their last semester and we're going to end strong, so I want to look at some specific things so that we're all on the same page. First of all, by the numbers, we have 117 students in this grade. Just in the breakdown, we have 84% Hispanic and 15% African American and 1% other. We are doing a lot of things for the grade level in terms of our meetings that are going to promote joy and team building and communicate mastery grading for their academics. And we want to encourage students to monitor their grades and end grade. And finally, we want to promote their awareness of their quartile growth, because we've seen them grow across the years, and this is their last semester, so we want to celebrate that. All of you are our grade level teachers. There's 12 of us. We have 50% that are new and 50% that are veteran teachers. And we will continue to meet bi-monthly. I'll lead those grade level meetings. And we will focus on data and look for patterns in the data. We want to continue our tutoring schedule and having students comply with tutoring, because having these students go to tutoring is super important. We will also partner for discipline issues within the grade level, and so just so you know that all discipline issues will be handled by me and my staff, and so the same level of commitment to making sure that the students behave will continue. We also want to continue to build a culture of our grade level behavior expectations and including procedures and rigor expectations. So the same things that we started in August, we now have a terrific opportunity to restart that now in January, so that the culture of being in class and working bell to bell continues. We will continue to have student-wide training and documentation for standards-based grading. I know it's been difficult to implement, and we've had some growing pains, but we're going to continue to push forward to give students their best feedback on their grades. In terms of a snapshot, we have a total of 54 teachers in our class. Again, 54 teachers in our school. Again, 50% are new and 50% are returning. We have about the same ratio of ethnicity of our students, but we have 84% white teachers and about 15% other. We all have the same vision for our low-income school, and we support our ELLs. And our percentage of IEPs is about 3%, and we would like to serve every child. And our attendance rate right now is running at 98%. There's a lot of historical performance data for our school. I want you to be aware of a couple of them. So if you can just turn to your handout to this page. It's hard to read up on the screen, but I want you to see it. There's some specific things that I want you to see. Look at the top left corner, the student awareness data. Right now we have scores that are pretty high on the bottom. I'm glad I chose to attend a Kip Houston High School, and I know how I'm doing in school. And overall, our school is doing better and performing higher than the district or the network. We do have 24%, our class of 2015 right here in the middle on the left, 48% have below a 2.0 cumulative GPA. That shows the frustration level that we might have with these students, that they do have such a low GPA. There are lower performers, and now we have the data to support that. On the top right, another really interesting piece of data is that our grades are higher than our common assessment scores. So we are tending towards grading possibly behavior higher than the scores that they're actually getting on their EOC performance scores. So once we implement mastery grading, those two scores will come down and correlate better. But for now, our course grades are higher than our common assessment grades. This class also is doing well. Everyone's taken the ACT, and our performance by class is about like the national average. But if you look at the bottom, we are performing lower in science than English, and so we're going to be working on that. We have a lot to be proud of, so if you can just read over our data, glows, and growth. In student awareness, our grows are that students now are understanding how to read a progress report, and that's really important. And on the bottom left, student knowledge, we have common assessments in the testing cycle, and those are giving students knowledge of how they're doing in their performance. On the top right, we have glows we have data for whole school, and that's done by InGrade, and we're happy to have that grade book. And on the bottom right, our ACT performance is we are improving with our average score. So the year before our average score was 19, this past year was 20, and now we're looking to have an average score of a 21. And just kind of as a side note, a 23 on the ACT is college ready. So we're still performing below college ready level, but we are doing better. So this gives you a good snapshot of our glows, but we also have some areas to grow in. And under student academic awareness, we want students to know how they're doing in school, but we also want them to know that they're underperforming. And so the 48% of this grade level has below a 2.0 is the indication that we need to work harder on the lower performing students. On the right hand side, student grades, course grades are about 16% apart. So we need to work on auditing our grade book and making sure that our grades are not grading behavior, but are grading grading for mastery. Our school goals are, I want to remind you of our school goals. We want to make sure that our priorities are being met and are up, that are continued in your planning. So we want individual support for all students. Excuse me. We would like for 100% of our students to have an individual IEP so that every student, we can meet every student where they are and get them to their future goals. We also want 100% of our advisees to help students reach an academic goal, and this is where you become important because you all out here in the audience are my academic advisors, and so we really want you to concentrate on making sure that each student has their own goals and are reaching them. The second priority is to create a system that thoughtfully uses data. And so again, we have mastery grading on our grade book on InGrade, and we want 100% of the students to be able to use that grade book. And this will vary by course, and so the math teachers are doing really well on the mastery objectives for the grade book, and those align nicely. We're working on English, which is a little bit harder to align English and social studies. We also want students to know their current academic standings, and so by the end of this next 6 weeks, 100% will have 2 academic goals that are connected with their academic standings. We have key strategies to drive impact. We have 3 cultures that we want to work on within our school. We want to continue to organize our mini grade level meetings to create awareness for student data. To me, having a smaller meeting is really important for our class, and so we'll continue to meet in those small mini grade level meetings. We're going to empower our students and to give them all the data that they have. So this year they'll have all their data. This next semester they'll have all their data and their folders, and we will have them ready to go for college in terms of getting them to and through college. Our teacher culture, we are creating norms that are student focused, and so we'll be talking about that more in PD, but your class should be only student focused, which it is of course, and so I want you to remember that to increase academic achievement, we need to be proactive in our academic student intervention, so tutoring is really important. Also, I want you to use data in your class, and we'll have more PDs on setting up a data tracker. And finally, on the right, our school culture. It's super important that we meet with the other grade level chairs and implement school-wide trackers for all tutorials so we can monitor where our students are, and we'll be doing that with school, the other teachers, and the other grade levels. And Oh, excuse me. We're going to have creating a quarterly GPA data chart that shows where students are according to their GPA by quartile. In this past October, 90% of our juniors took the ACT, and the answers were in the back of the book, so there was cheating suspected. Next year in early November, we'll have better data, so for you as senior teachers, you'll know where these rising seniors will be. We'll also have 100% of students will receive their GPA and a GPA report and a quartile report every semester. Here's a look at the quartiles for our school, and if you notice the GPAs for the 10th grade are a lot higher than like compared to the 12th grade. So this explains the frustration that you might have had with the 12th grade seniors in that their GPA is just a lower cohort of students and versus the 10th grade students that are higher performers. Coming soon, we want to concentrate on our T24 initiative, which is getting all students to and through college with either a technical certificate, a 2-year, a 4-year, or a military degree, or a military appointment. And so I have the data. I haven't gotten it yet, but this chart's going to be filled out soon. This shows the class of 2012, how many students had a technical degree, 2-year, 4-year, or military appointment. And our goal for this senior class is to have 100% of our students committed to one of these 4 degrees and choices, so that when they walk across the graduation stage, they'll have a plan for where they go. Well, this concludes our meeting. I want to open it up now for question and answers, but I want us to start off with just a Happy New Year. I'm glad to see everyone, and welcome back. And as your third principal, I am really proud to be here, and we're going to start the new year off with a celebration after this. So stay. I've made a cake and cookies, but right now I'll open it up for question and answers. Thank you.